I wish that I could sit here and say that I'm shocked that the response to MrBeast getting married has been primarily just making fun of MrBeast, but the problem is, I'm not shocked one little bit. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the announcement from MrBeast that I'm sure you've all seen at this point. MrBeast getting engaged, very happy for the guy, as you might know if you follow the channel. I'm not somebody who thinks MrBeast is this crazy, super evil person who wants everybody in the world to be less fortunate. I think he's just a regular business guy who grinds YouTube. But regardless, we're going to take a look at some of these replies and pretty much just be entertained by him. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let me bring you over to the initial announcement, MrBeast. So, I kind of did a thing, and this kind of like dropped out of nowhere too. And you know what? I'm shocked like everybody else is shocked in the sense that I was expecting MrBeast, like if this was ever going to happen, he would have went all out, would have had like the most grand proposal of all time. But it seems very genuine. It seems very personal. Like, I can't help but like be happy for the guy, you know? The ring looks nice. I'm not an expert on rings, but the ring looks nice to me. It's a nice family picture. The only weird thing to me is I don't know why his pants are so short. But regardless, you're seeing a ton of stuff from this where it's like MrBeast didn't do good enough. You'll have a lot of people making fun about the girl. I don't know anything about the girl personally. I'm going to assume that she's a nice girl that MrBeast loves with all of her heart. You see a lot of people saying that she's going to run away with all of his money. And probably the biggest thing that we hear is that MrBeast just used this as a marketing tactic for his Christmas sweater. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't even notice that MrBeast was wearing a Beast brand Christmas sweater. Hey, you know what? It's always possible. I just don't know why everybody's so outraged about this, to be honest with you. So, but in saying that, like, it's not just memes. It's not people just making fun of MrBeast. It's full of a bunch of different people online saying congrats. Like, obviously, they have more likes. It's just the people who ended up piping up about it just had something a little bit more interesting to say. So let's take a look at Daily Dose of X. The way that they were staring at her felt like no was never an option. And to be honest with you, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit for the photo, but still, like, it's... Yeah, I don't know about that one. Maybe that one has some merit to it. Can you blame them, though? Let's be real. Like, obviously, everybody would want to be married into that kind of money, okay? In this video, I have to navigate building my empire without losing half my money. This one was actually pretty good. This one's pretty good. You know what, guys? I'm all for a good meme, but I'm not all for just dunking on a random girl that nobody knows, right? Even on Christmas, he's worried about engagement. That's actually a good one. I like that one. I really like that one. There was a A-tier tweet, in my opinion. I'm trying to, like, think of, like, should we even call them tweets at this point? But I can't help but just call them tweets, you know? Anyways, honey, make sure you wear the MrBeast Christmas jumper. Yeah. Grandma said no. Is Grandma not wearing it? What's Grandma doing? Oh, yeah. Grandma's not wearing it. What? Why is she not wearing it? She's got her own Christmas. Like, honestly, these Christmas pants look better. I kind of like the fireworks and there's not fireworks. There's ornaments and snowflakes. I thought, like, this little one over here was a firework. But regardless, yeah, that's a little bit weird. You'd think that she'd be wearing the Christmas jumper. But regardless, he even makes that weird face while proposing. I forgot to mention that that's another thing that a lot of people have been talking about. Again, I didn't know it. I think it's just MrBeast's smile. I just think it is, man. Like, it's the Beast face. It's just iconic at this point, okay? Now, let's continue on to one of the tweets that got the most engagement from all of this, okay? It's from a girl named Aubrey Strobel. I've never heard of her personally, but anyways, if a man proposed to you and he posted, "So I kinda did a thing," instead of a thoughtfully written sentiment, then just call it off. I am not one who typically, like, I'm very, very easy on girls when it comes to the ick. If you guys have been following the channel, you would know that I'm actually very, very pro-ick in the sense where, like, people can't help what they're attracted to. But for the girls who make such a big deal about engagements like this, like, you know what? If a guy wants to do that for their girl, fine. But that's not something that was built into you. So you can't, you know what? Like, that's not something that's just naturally attractive. That's something that was manufactured. So I'm actually not going to defend it. Because again, like, I like to talk about the things where it's like, and I'm a big gamer. I've made videos before talking about, like, well, it's understandable for girls to not like guys who play video games and stuff like that. But when it comes to this type of stuff, no, I'm not for that. That's not an ick. That doesn't count. It's not nearly the same thing. How could you possibly look at this photo and just say, no, we're going to call off that wedding, as if she would call off the wedding for MrBeast, first of all. But this chick got absolutely cooked, and it's important to note that she turned off all the replies to it because she was getting insanely cooked over here. 14.5 million views on that one. She is married to the biggest creator on YouTube with an international chocolate brand, and you are not. And she's literally comes back. I can't believe this got 20K likes. That's crazy. Not the international chocolate brand. I can't believe she ratioed him. That's actually shocking to me. I don't get it, but whatever. backwards society we live in, okay? Can you actually even explain the reasoning as to why? Because he's probably said everything he needed to say directly to her. Y'all need to break away from the shackles of everything needing to be a show for social media. It's weird. It is weird, man. The people who want to post their lives on social media to that extent, and the people who are so obsessed with, like, having a proposal. And by the way, guys, take a look at it this way. If your girl ever wants or demands, like, it's okay to want one. Honestly, it's okay to want one. But if you have a girl with an attitude where it's like, no, I'm calling off the wedding, or you need to do this, if it's something along those lines, then you can safely assume that she is more into what other people think about your relationship than actually focusing on the relationship. Because in reality, something along the lines of what MrBeast did, he probably had a very, very intimate moment with her. You know what? The sweaters, it's possible, okay? It's possible, but I'm sure that he said everything that he needed and wanted to say to her in that moment. Unless, like, let's say even if this is a big marketing scheme, I'm sure that that happened in private, which is even better, to be honest with you. So I am so, like, not for that. It's fine to want one and it's fine to get one, but to be one of the people that demands one, I think that's absolutely crazy and really, really shows your character, okay? And that's not even, again, it's not coming from one of those guys who are just dogging on everything that girls are doing online these days. I am very, very pro girls who are ick. Like, it's like, oh my god, he did this and I'm no longer attracted to him. That's understandable to me. Something like this is not. I'm interested in this reply over here. That's the biggest issue in today's society. It's no longer about what it means to you, but how it's perceived by others. People have forgotten the value of loving and intimacy. It's true, man. It's very, very true. Let's continue on. True, the social media post is what matters, not what your fiance said to you in private. Exactly, man. That's the point. I don't understand. And this, like, this girl got cooked so hard, man. The replies just are never ending. Sorry he didn't write a novel for your entertainment, right? Right, exactly. Of course you feel this way. Misery loves company. Can tell you're insufferable just from the reaction. Just better lock down a gullible simp before your looks fade. Wow. Hey, YouTube, I don't agree with that. That's a very, very disgusting comment. I'm very grateful to be on your platform, but something that I will agree with is misery loves company. That's something my mom taught me very, very young, and it's only held true the more that I've gotten older, okay? Net worth of a $500 million, and you can't pay your girl to get her nails done before you propose. Like, why is that what matters? I would have, to be fair, let's be real for a second. Would any of you guys ever have thought to get a girl's nails done before you propose? I don't even know if my girl's nails were done when I proposed to her. I have no clue. Like, she has nice nails. Typically, they're painted, but I have no idea. It just wasn't a thought. And now you have people just getting, like, really, really mad at MrBeast. I never thought about that. That's probably a thing with girls. That's like a conversation you have with them. Like, when it's like things are getting really serious and you talk about, like, ideas for proposing with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You're like, hey, you know what? One day when I get proposed, I'd like to make sure my nails are done so I can have my hand look nice with the ring on it. But that's also a thing is what it's just a show online for other girls, because what guy has ever looked at fingernails and go, wow, that looks gross? Like, no, they're fingernails, and we never in a million years would think otherwise. Whether it's blue, whether it's the regular natural color that it is, whether it's black, purple, I don't care. Like, no guy has ever cared about nails, so it just further proves that it's just a show for social media, right? That's something that I just don't like. I don't like that something so loving, so intimate is more treated like a social media post for a bunch of girls. It's treated as like, hey, look at what I did, and they're just kind of like proving it to other girls. I really, really hate that, because for MrBeast, it's no problem, but a lot of guys work tirelessly. I remember how hard I worked to save up money for my girl's ring, and the ring was in the thousands. It was nothing like crazy. Like, I can't imagine what MrBeast ended up spending, but you get the point. I worked so hard, and I couldn't imagine, like, thinking, and this is why I love my wife too. She was so grateful. She was crying, and she was looking at her ring all day. Like, it was the best day. One of the best days of my life, to be honest with you, is when I proposed to my girlfriend. She was so happy, and I knew that I was so loved. But anyways, like I was saying, like, so many guys put so much hard work into actually saving up money to afford a ring, and we all already think that's ridiculous, because in reality, you need a ring. You don't need something to cost thousands of dollars, but like, there's a minimum you have to reach with a girl, right? We already hate what it's become. We already see the financial scam that it is. We already see it, but we do it anyways for the girls that we love. To have something like this and hear about things like this are just extremely disheartening, and I feel bad because not everybody's like me, and I don't mean to sit down and I don't want the video to come off like, oh my god, look how great I am. I had a good life with my girl. Like, I just lucked out. I lucked out in high school. I've been with the same girl ever since, and we love each other very, very much. It makes me sad that a lot of guys have to think about this stuff, and a lot of guys end up going through with this. And another thing is, honestly, again, I'm hoping with all of my heart that she is a wonderful, wonderful girl. But I feel bad for MrBeast in the sense where he probably is worried to his core about true love. Because you never know. She could just want to take all of his money. The entire thing is just so sad to think about, man. But let's continue on. To something a little bit more lighthearted. How bro looks proposing to his GF. Oh, no. Oh, man. I'm not going to comment on that. I'm sorry, but it's very funny that they're all wearing his merch. See, I look at it that way, too. Like, what's the big deal? And I was looking at this picture earlier because I was wondering, like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was wondering if, like, this is an actual true love of MrBeast or if it's just an unfortunate thing where it's because you hear about all these rich guys getting scammed, right? I am going to hope to God that she is a wonderful, wonderful human being and MrBeast is happy for the rest of his life. I was trying to figure out whether or not this smile, you know, you guys remember like when Logan Paul ended up getting married and you could just tell by looking at the girl where it's like, oh my God, he fell for it, you know, something like that. I was trying to see if we could see the same thing with MrBeast over here, but I can't. She looks to just have a regular face, right? She's smiling. She has a regular looking smile. She's showing off the ring. She's probably pretty happy, right? But then like just under my face cam over here, you can see she's going to make bank when the divorce happens. You have a lot of people really worrying about that. And MrBeast ended up replying to a tweet and a lot of people are really hating on this one too. It was cold in the house and I just happened to have some Christmas sweaters laying around. Everybody's just calling MrBeast a liar for this one. Like, bet you probably have 10K lying around cold in the house. Y'all are both barefooted. I know when I'm cold, I absolutely love for my feet to freeze. I think this guy's a big fibber. The constant lying. Why? Like, I don't understand the big deal. Why are we obsessed with this so much? Don't buy his Christmas sweater. I didn't notice. I didn't even notice. I was like, oh, MrBeast is getting married, and I was continuing on with my day, but we all are looking for the next outrage of the day, right, guys? But speaking of outrage, we just made 2 videos about the Beast games and the outrage from those. From the 2 brothers to the guy who didn't push the button and get $1 million, the big idiot over there. But you can check out one of those 2 videos right on screen here. I would love to have you guys over there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and take care.